It may be January, but out on the campaign trail, it's one of the hottest days yet. And down in Florida, the Republican race gets wilder and more ferocious by the hour. It really is a swamp out there. And just 5 hours before tonight's debate, 5 days before the Florida primary, people be warned, Newt Gingrich is showing signs of a meltdown. This morning in the sweltering heat of Jacksonville, he detonated a neutron bomb against his rival, Mitt Romney.
We're not going to beat Barack Obama with some guy who has Swiss bank accounts, Cayman Island accounts, owns shares of Goldman Sachs while it forecloses on Florida, and is himself a stockholder in Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac while he tries to think the rest of us are too stupid to put the dots together and understand what this is all about. The message we should give Mitt Romney is, we aren't that stupid and you aren't that clever.
That's right, Newt. Go after Mitt and his money. Wait a second. Which party's being accused of class warfare again?
If you're for paychecks, you're with us. If you're for food stamps, you're with Barack Obama. If you are for American exceptionalism, you're us. If you're for European socialism and Saul Alinsky radicalism, you're with Barack Obama.
Right, so Democrats are the ones using class warfare. In any case, maybe Romney isn't as clever as Newt. No one is, of course. But at least he's not operating beneath a well of sleaze, as these new Romney campaign mailers allege. Page 1, let's face facts. With Gingrich, you never have the peace of mind that you've gotten to the bottom of his well of sleaze. A quote from conservative columnist Jennifer Rubin. Page 2, Newt Gingrich, unethical, erratic, reckless. Hard to argue with that. But the trouble for Mitt is that they may be exactly what the Conservative base wants to go up against the president. Someone who will say anything, do anything. Perhaps not someone like Mitt Romney, who offered his version of fired up today in Jacksonville.
Now we're getting ready for another debate tonight. I can't wait. It's going to be fun again, you know that? And we're going to have some choice times talking about the president and his failures. If y'all can get there, we'd love to see you there, cheering and being part of that. No tickets, huh? Well, just storm in.
I'm sure they'll be storming in, Governor. So, as Mitt and Newt battle it out in Florida, how's the president taking all this steaming rhetoric? Well, to hear him in a new Univision interview, cool as a cucumber.
Whoever their nominee is, they represent ideas that I think are wrong for America.
Let's get more now with our panel. A triple threat with a triple C. Capehart, Corn and Cox. In the house, once again, Anna Marie Cox, correspondent for The Guardian. Stop laughing, John. With us from Washington, MSNBC political analyst David Corn, Washington bureau chief for Mother Jones, and the laughing MSNBC contributor Jonathan Capehart, opinion writer for The Washington Post. John, I've got to start with you. We've now had the full panoply of policies from Newt Gingrich. Poor children should go clean toilets. The rest of us, well, we should go to the moon.
Yes, well, let's keep a few things in mind. One, space exploration is one of those things like zoos that's very near and dear to Newt Gingrich's heart. Two,
zoos?
Zoos. Newt Gingrich. Right. So anyway, and then the second point I'm making is that space exploration and just space in general is very important to Florida. So he's making a double play here, trying to appeal to his own interests, but also appeal to a certain slice of the Florida electorate.
David, it's worth mentioning that Newt's only won a single primary, but he's already talking about his 2 terms in office. Is this not delusions of grandeur and intimations of immortality?
Well, on the Newt Gingrich scale of 1 to 10, it's about a 2 in terms of delusions. So, we really shouldn't be surprised. What I find, you talked about meltdown. What you saw today with Newt is what we've been watching in Washington for 30 years. This is not a meltdown. This is just glacier creeping. This is what he's always been doing for decades. And I really think his new slogan should be, Newt Gingrich, I didn't do it. He went on TV the other night and said he was exonerated of the ethics violations when he wasn't, claimed to be a historian when he wasn't. He'll say whatever pops into his head. Oh, the best one was he claimed to produce witnesses that he didn't say he had an open marriage, and then they conceded, his campaign conceded today. Oh, no, we didn't do that either. So, listen, delusions, say whatever. This is just Newt playing out what he's always been. the only big surprise is a couple of days ago, it looked like Newt could contain his Newtness. But now we know it's beyond self-control.
Anna, remember that important line, it's not a lie if you believe it.
It's true. I mean, I think that you're correct, and I've thought for some time that I think the thing is the GOP electorate right now, the base electorate, actually wants this guy who will say anything, who will do anything, who is condescending, who is explosive. I think
he's polling very high.
He's polling very high, and he lost points after that debate where he was so self-contained. And I think that it's unfortunate that his foil is Mitt Romney, because Mitt Romney is probably the one GOP candidate who could not turn on human. Like, he can't flip that switch.
No.
There's someone it's stuck or something, and it's unfortunate because even like in his version of Fired Up, what did he say? Choice words. Who talks like that?
Well, they're all storming the bastion of the event. John, we often talk about polls being within the margin of error, which is generally considered to be around 3%. But listen to Mitt Romney's margin of error on his income at a Univision forum in Florida. Listen to this.
How much money do you have?
Well, you tell me and I'll tell you. No, I'm kidding. It's between 150 and about 200 and some odd $1 million. I think that's what the estimates are. And by the way, I didn't inherit that.
John, he says his income is somewhere between 150 and 200 million.
Yeah, it's like, I might have 50 or $2,000 in my wallet. I mean, you know how much money you have, and I think he's trying to preserve some sort of weird zone of privacy that he shouldn't expect to have running for president of the United States. I mean, Mitt Romney and his discussions of his own wealth, I find sort of oddly endearing, because it comes from a time when talking publicly about your own wealth is sort of akin to stripping. And, for him to say that I didn't inherit my money, I made it myself. Come on, dude, really? Come on. I mean, come on.
David, do you agree with that analysis, that he has a real problem, as Anna was saying just now, of switching that switch to humanity or normal human being? He just can't do it.
Well, I think he should first come out and say, listen, how much money do I have? $1 gazillion. Now let's move on.
Right.
But, I mean, you have this race where the Republican electorate has an unfortunate choice between Newt Gingrich and someone who's almost human. And we've seen Mitt Romney again and again try to get that common touch, and he can't do it either when talking about himself or talking to others. Now, I think it's learned. You can learn that behavior. He can get there, but it's taking him a real long time, and it's painful to watch.
Why do you think that is, Anna?
Well, I know why it's painful to watch. Because you do sort of root for him, like you might root for someone who recently escaped from a cave, and hasn't been in touch with humanity for a while. And if he wasn't so rich, I've said that before, I could feel sorry for him. I don't know why it's hard for him. I have a feeling it's because he has never had to experience hardship of any kind. He has never needed to find within himself something extra.
We keep being told by him that he didn't inherit anything, but his father was CEO of American Motors and a former governor. And that's fairly advantageous, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And also the way he does that, it's like, well, it's not my drug dealer calling. I don't know why you thought that. And it's so quick to be specific with that that it's a little suspicious.
It's a sad thing. David, just very quickly, the president is taking his message now on tour. He's in Arizona yesterday. Cameras captured a rather stunning image of Arizona Governor Jan Brewer in a confrontation with the president. And apparently he told her he didn't like the description of him as patronizing in her book. What did you make of that scene?
I think it was great for selling books. As MSNBC just reported a few minutes ago, her rankings on Amazon have gone from 500,000 to 56 with just one finger. Imagine if she'd put up the other finger.
Okay, enough. Anne-Marie Cox, David Cord and Jonathan Capehart, do not raise any fingers. Thank you very much.